Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. It is the final day of the season. Leicester City will play Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham desperately need a win, and we also need West Ham to lose in order to finish sixth place, and we would then play Europa League football. But we are playing against a Leicester side who have been in the top four all season, and now they find themselves fifth, and they now want Liverpool to lose in order for them to get Champions League football. I've got three very special guests with me, Spurs fans Paul and Dave, and I've also got very special guests Lee Chappie, Leicester fan, and of course Jamie Vardy lookalike. Lee, let's come to you first. The Leicester City have been in the top four all season, and now the final day of the season, you're now in fifth. You must be very disappointed with that.
No, we won a trophy and that's it. End of. 1884, not won a trophy, mate. Since the Premier League title, and it's the one that's eluded us for a long, long time. 4 finals we lost. Finally get the FA Cup in the 5th. I don't really care if we get top 4. It's icing on the cake. If we don't, it's still a successful season. We've won the FA Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what? Watching that victory against Chelsea, I think you made a lot of Tottenham Hotspur fans very, very jealous. The togetherness with the club, the fans, the players, and of course the chairman as well and the manager.
Yeah, I'm not ribbing you guys, but how long has it been since the FA Cup left for you boys? About 10,000 days or something?
Too long, far too long. 30 years. 30 years. Since I'm
not. It's our first one, so I can't rib you. It's our 91. First one. But I mean, I don't. This is no disrespect to you boys. I just don't understand why Tottenham are in the Big Six. Like, is that not a merit thing? Is that not a merit thing? A recent merit to be in a Big Six side? I don't even think Leicester should be in it either. I don't even think Big Six should exist. I think it's all farce. It's all a media thing for clicks, personally. But there you go. That's my take. But you were part of that Super League 6 that wanted to leave the pyramid of football. Leicester winning the FA Cup was a massive FU to that, don't you think, boys?
Yeah. That's a whole new argument.
Well, it is. It's all about planning. It's all about investing into the club and the development of youngsters and youth into the club, and that's what Leicester are about. We've created this little the thing at Leicester where we've proved that you don't have to spend £150 million on one player to be successful. We've proved it time and time again, and I'm hoping today that Aston Villa can do us a favour. And I never thought I'd ever, in a million years, be rooting for Villa.
Lee, you did a very good rebuilding job after you won the league and lost a couple of players.
Yeah.
But you lost Conte, didn't you, to Chelsea? I mean, you lost another one at Chelsea, but I think you were quite pleased that he went because he hasn't done anything since he left you.
Yeah, you're right, mate. Dave, some of the players that we've left, and we've brought back in players that almost replaced them like for like. Give or take. Okay, I'm not saying Ndidi is better than Kante, but I mean, the job he does at Leicester is as good as what Kante was doing when we won the Premier League. I'm not talking out my arse here. It's fact. You watch Kante for 90 minutes. He's absolutely outstanding. He's still up there in one of the best CDMs in the league. And, you replace these players. You replace Ben Chilwell, who left for Chelsea, for a player from Luton called James Justin, who was absolutely phenomenal. Unfortunately, he took that ACL and he's going to be out till Christmas time. But that's the problem with Leicester, is our depth in our squad isn't the best. That's why you've seen Leicester drop out of Europa so quick in the earlier rounds. And I think Leicester just need to buy a few more players in, recruit a few more from the youth system, and I think we can be a bit more competitive next season in a couple of different cups and not just one.
Lee, the team lineups are going to be out.
What you're saying there? Sorry, Chris.
4 minutes time. Lee, just before I go to Paul and Dave to ask them their thoughts on today's game, what are you expecting from today?
I'll give you a run-up of what the lineup would probably look like. It's going to look something like this. There you go. If you can put that full screen, that'll give you an example. I'm expecting Fofana, Söyüncü, and Castagna to come in. Luke Thomas will probably be left wing back, and Albright will probably be right wing back. Maybe we might go with a 4 at the back. I don't know, and maybe Albrighton won't be playing, and probably be Nacho up top, because Perez probably won't play up top. It will probably be Kelechi and Nacho. Let's be honest with you, you've got to put the man in form. So we'll stick Kelechi up top. There we go. That looks a bit better. I think that's what Leicester will go with.
Okay, thanks for that, Lee. Paul, let's come to you. Now, this game, Leicester v Spurs, is always a goal fest. Are you expecting goals today?
I'm hoping for both, yeah, definitely. And though, but like I just say, what Lee was saying, I admire Leicester City's recruitment from a whole. The players that they've brought out and sold out and brought in. I wish it was us that had a few of their players. Maddison, I liked. You know, I've always admired them players before Leicester signed them. So well done to them. If we can emulate them in the future, I think we're on to a winner from the start. But definitely goals. I'm hoping to get the score sheet a couple of times today to win the Golden Boot. And, you know, we have help from others to get us in that top 6, Chris.
Dave, let's come to you. It's frustrating, isn't it? The final day of the season, we're now relying on West Ham to lose. We've got to win this game in order to get Europa League football. We
shouldn't be in this situation. I mean, being top of the table just before Christmas, and now we're scrambling around for a Europa League place. I mean, you're having a laugh, really. I mean, the wheels came off in spectacular fashion, haven't they? And what with West Ham messing up, I mean, they went about 1 game out of 6. I mean, our fault's been dreadful. And we saw all that on Wednesday night. Me and Chris were there for, and his dad for the one of the 3 of the 10,000. There he was sitting pretty for 20 minutes, and then, well, what happened? I mean, Reguilón went mad. You know, it was all our season in that last 25 minutes of the first half. The whole season was capsulated in that last 25 minutes with the spectacular own goal, 1-0 up, and then all that happened. So you're asking me today what's going to happen against Leicester? Well, Leicester are a far better team than Aston Villa, and Aston Villa could have had more. They should have had more against us. So
yeah, you got to remember though, Leicester's home performance hasn't been great, Dave, this season. We've lost to Villa at home, we've lost to Fulham at home, we've lost to Everton at home, we've lost to Newcastle 4-2 at home. We've lost, I can't remember the amount of teams we've lost at home.
Well,
so we're not great at home, but the King Power Stadium is full of Leicester fans today. There's about 6,000, 7,000 there, I believe. And by the way, they all get a free drink today, a free brownie or cake, and a free match banner as well from the owners. Yeah, what can I say? Best owners in the league, bar none.
Lee, what have you made of Tottenham's season so far, Lee?
Slow. Jose Mourinho, slow, sluggish, just dropping deep all the time, parking a bus. Jose Mourinho, his tactics were dead and he had to go. I don't understand why Pochettino went and you brought him in, because I think Pochettino was the best manager you've had for yonks. God knows. But, I mean, how's it going to go next season if you do lose Harry Kane? I mean... Well,
we'll come on to that. We'll come on to that in a minute, Lee.
The Tottenham Harry Kane
come out.
It's just mad.
Hugo Lloris in goal. Matt Doherty at right back, Sergio Reguilón at left back, and then Toby Alderweireld and Davinson Sanchez in the centre. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Harry Winks is in the starting 11, Dele Alli, Steven Bergwijn, Heung-min Son, and Harry Kane.
Okay, it's Schmeichel, Castagna, Fofana. It's the team I called. Wow, I got it spot on, boys. My team lineup was spot on.
Well done, Lee, definitely, yeah.
All of us Tottenham fans have found it very, very difficult to choose the starting 11, no matter whether it's under Jose Mourinho or Ryan Mason. I don't think anyone would have called that team with Davinson Sanchez coming in and Harry Winks coming in as well.
Oh, well, he played on Wednesday, Chris. Winks played on Wednesday. And if he'd gone back any further, he'd be in the Paxton Road end. If he kept retreating. And all the fans there, well, the 10,000 that was there, were just so bloody frustrated with him. I didn't think he'd even wear a Spurs shirt again.
Yeah, that is Leicester's team. I did get that spot on. I'm just adjusting the bench.
Why are we playing two, holding midfielders anyway? Wouldn't it be scoring goals, not defending them?
Pratt, Daniel Amarte,
Lee, I just wanted to ask you, Brendan Rodgers. A lot of Tottenham Hotspur fans want Brendan Rodgers as the next Spurs boss. What are your thoughts on that?
Why would? Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'll be brutal as much as I can. Brendan Rodgers loves youth development, right? Leicester have just installed and moved into a training centre worth £100 million. It's a state of the art, right? It's probably one of, if not the best in the country by far, right? That is going to develop the youth system for Leicester for decades. Why on earth would he want? He's just lifted the FA Cup with Leicester City. He has the board backing him. He's friends with the owner, actual hugging friends, lifting the bloody FA Cup together, right? And he loves it in Leicestershire. He loves going to Bradgate Park, our national park, right? People come to visit National Park, Bradgate Park. He loves it here. Why on earth would he go to London to live in a big city full of toxic fumes and stuff and go to sorry to say it, a declining Tottenham Hotspur? Declining. I'm not being horrible. I'm just putting facts against what your question is. Why? Give me a reason. I want
money.
Money. We have money.
No, we got a state-of-the-art training facility.
Would you be surprised, Lee? If it did happen, would you be very surprised?
I would be surprised. I'm not being arrogant. I would be surprised. I'd be surprised to go to Spurs. I'd be surprised. Genuinely be surprised. I was surprised when he left Celtic because it was a historic side, massive club. But in terms of the league and what you know, it's not competitive as such as the Premier League is. So it's a bigger step up and challenge for Brendan to win something in the English football. And he's done that. Yes, it puts him in the shop window for a big side. And you are a big side. But I think Leicester can go further.
Yeah, Paul, how do you feel when the likes of Lee says that? You know, Leicester are a big side. They've won the FA Cup. They're just, you know, today they could get into the top four and qualify for the Champions League. How does it make you feel as a Spurs fan, you know, looking at Leicester City, what they're achieving at the moment, and we're clearly underachieving?
I'm fuming, really, Chris, to be honest with you. You know, it should be, no one's got their God-given right to win trophies, but, you know, we associate FA with the FA Cup, like you said, 30-odd years before we won that. 60-odd was the last time we won the league trophy, and only under Enoch's, tenure, it's only been 2 trophies in the last 2 years. For a size of a club that we want to be, it's not good enough. And that's, what I said previously on your chats, that starts from the board right down to the players. Hasn't been good enough over the last 4 or 5 seasons. Recruitment to players' attitudes, to managers changing, not backing certain managers. Like you say, going from Poch to then Mourinho, and then he not really getting backed enough, and then he left after one of the most important game of the season. It's just not been good enough. It's like monkeys running a multi-million-pound business, basically. So.
Dave, let's come to you. I'm just going to read this starting 11 out again for the people who have just joined us. Hugo Lloris in goal, and then the back 4 of Matt Doherty at right back, Sergio Reguilon at left back, Toby Alderweireld and Davinson Sanchez in the centre, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Harry Winks, Dele Alli, Stephen Bergwijn, and then we've got Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. Dave, your thoughts on that starting 11?
I've just got to jump out, boys. All right.
Thanks, Lee. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Take care, boys, and
Cheers,
good luck. Good luck.
After today, you mean?
Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah. See you, boys. See you, boys.
I'm shocked that Winks is playing. To be honest with you, after that awful display on Wednesday night, he should have been pulled out. I'm surprised Sonny's playing. Sonny was going backwards all the game, and I just really don't think he should be playing either. I think I battle him for Sonny, and you got to put Ndombele in for Winks. I mean, let's get real here. What's going on?
Can I just tell you, Dave, that the substitutes bench today doesn't even have Ndombele on it. It is Joe Hart, and then we've got Joe Rodon, Eric Dyer, Niall John, Eric Lamela, Gareth Bale, Lucas Moura, Dane Scarlett, and Carlos Vinicius. There is no Tanguy Ndombele even on the bench.
Well, I find it baffling. I really find it baffling. I don't know what's going. I mean, in that press conference, I mean, they asked him a direct question about Ndombele. I mean, not that he's going to throw him under the bus anyway, but you know, it's a realistic question. You've got our record signing, and he hasn't had a bad season. Why is he not even featured? He's not even on the bench. I mean, what is going on? And he said there's only 2 players who's not going to be up for selection. That was Jaffet and Ben Davies, who's been right out for ages. So
no, Celso.
I don't know. Hey? No,
Celso.
I mean, you've got your 2 creative players, and you're playing Winks, who's going backwards.
Exactly, Dave.
You're going Sonny, who's going backwards. It's not going to be a pretty watch. I don't think it's going to be a very pretty watch tonight, this afternoon. And if they play like they did on Wednesday,
and Sanchez, whose confidence isn't great.
Well, Doherty hasn't played hardly this year, and because of his horrible, well, he's had a couple of nightmares on the pitch, and that's why he hasn't featured. And then you bring a Sanchez in out, but I mean, you couldn't make it up. It's almost like it's a pin job. He's gone in and picked players out, with a pin. So sorry. I think this team. Yes, Harry's there. Might be his last game. Who knows? We've got to get at least a draw to beat that lot down the road, to finish above them, because if you want to think the unthinkable, then if we lose and they win, then that's it. The other lots going above us, and really from going top of the table before they were about 12th or 14th. They were looking relegation in the face. So what is going on? So
that is exactly my question, Dave. What is going on, Paul? Let's come to you, because Spurs do need to win, and we also need West Ham to lose at home to Southampton in order for us to qualify for the Europa League. Now, if we finish 7th, we will qualify for the Europa Conference League. If we finish 8th or 9th, we will have no European football at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium next year. Imagine that. And of course, as Dave has just mentioned, our North London rivals Arsenal could finish above us. We could finish as high as 6th in the Premier League at the end of today, or we could finish as low as 9th. How on earth has it happened that we're now relying on West Ham to lose on the final day of the season? And of course, we've got to turn up today. We've got to win. We've got to win this game. How are we going to do it?
Exactly.
Not with that team.
West, we're in this situation because it's our own fault, isn't it? We have not been good enough. We've not been consistent enough, and the players have bottled it when they needed us. We needed them to be up for it, to, actually show heart and commitment. So it's all on us. It's nobody else's fault. It's down to the players on the pitch to perform week in, week out, and they've just done it. I'm baffled by the fact we've got 2, defending midfielders to win the game. And like you said, the Celso and Ndombele not even on the flipping bench. It's ridiculous, that is. And Sanchez and Doherty that have been in out of the game and out of the team all season. Confidence is probably low between them. Baffled, really am baffled. Wow. And I'm praying we don't go behind and will finish above us, mate, because that would just be even worse for us Tottenham fans. Really hate, won't it? But I'm baffled today, really, with that selection. Really am.
It's hard to take as well, Paul, isn't it? That the fact that Lee's just been on and said, why on earth would someone like Brendan Rodgers come to a declining Tottenham Hotspur? It's hard to take, isn't it?
It is, because we had a taste of what it felt like to have owners, managers, teams all together. The heart, the passion that we all was there. It's not now. Through one mistake of the board and the recruitment department. They're the ones that should be holding their hand and say, we've let you down, the fans, but they won't. They just make some excuse like that. We've invested 250 odd million into the team, which was on toilet, basically.
Dave, let's take you.
I'm normally optimism, but
I know you are, Paul. I know it's frustrating. It really is, and it's been a very, very frustrating season. I know a lot of fans can't wait for this season to end. So today it will all be over, and then we will know, whether we're playing Europa League football, Europa Conference football, or no European football at all. Dave, let's come to you. Harry Kane. We haven't even spoken about him yet. Will it be his final game for Tottenham Hotspur? He's in fine form against Leicester. He loves a goal against Leicester. As I said earlier, these games are always a goal fest. He scored 14 goals in 11 Premier League appearances against Leicester City. Do you expect him to score a goal or two today? And do you expect to see him in a Spurs shirt next year?
I expect him to score a goal today, yes. And I don't expect to see him in a Spurs shirt next season, no. I think he'll be off. No, I think he'll be off, to be honest with you. I think, especially if we don't get any European football, because you've got a massive wage bill down there, and if we finish outside, we finish 8th or 9th, you've got all those players. You've got 2 players for each position. You've got 24, 25 players in that squad. They're going to be playing once a week. You won't have Europa League, you won't have Champions League or this new conference thing to keep them busy in the week. So this minimum requirement was the Europa League, I think, for him, but he wanted Champions League football. So I don't think Harry will be around, to be honest with you.
I think he wants it.
He'll sign off with a goal today, I think. But I don't want him to go. Obviously, nobody wants him to go. But you can't blame the man for wanting to, to get somewhere. He's not, he's hung around and he's given Mourinho a year. I mean, I think Mourinho probably had this conversation with him last year. Can you give us one more year? Well, you're having one more year every year, and he's not getting any younger. So, personally, I don't expect. I mean, I'd love to see him come back, but I think he's going away with England. He's going to be chatting to all the players, agents, and all the rest of it. Whether a deal can be done, I don't know. But
you know what he said though. It's not in the right direction. He will stay, but it's just not. Whatever, and I hate saying that because you want the best players to be playing in your club. But
do you know what, Dave? The only time that this game in league competition has finished as a 0-0 draw was back in March 1948. I don't even think you were born then, were you?
No, I wasn't even. I thought in my mother's eye. No, I nearly remember them all, but I don't remember that one. But yeah.
What are you expecting from today, Dave?
Well, I'm starting to see some passion. I want to see a fight. I want to see a team that turns out and wants to win. Not the team that turned up on Wednesday. I want to see a team that really cares about the club and really puts their heart and soul into it. Because it's just not acceptable for the way that they're playing, there's no heart. Where's the heart? Where's the Dave Mackay? Where's the rolling the sleeves up? That's what we want.
I'll tell you what, Dave. The only heart that we've got at the moment is Joe Hart on the bench. That is the only heart that I can see right now.
Yeah.
Paul, I want to come to you now. This starting 11, I'm going to go through it again, and I want you to tell me whether you think there's any of these players will be putting on the Tottenham shirt for the very, very last time in their career. Hugo Lloris, Matt Doherty, Toby Alderweireld, Davinson Sanchez, Sergio Reguilon, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Harry Winks, Dele Alli, Steven Bergwijn, Harry Kane, and Heung-min Son. Any of those 11 do you think are putting on the Spurs shirt for the last time?
I think Kane will be. As much as I hate to say it, he just wants to win things, and you can't begrudge him that. He's always said, like I said previously, 2 minutes ago, he's always said, if the club's showing intent, he will stay as long as we're going in the right direction. We all know we're not. So if he goes with my blessing. As much as I hate to say it, I think he'll be gone. Sonny might be an offer from maybe Germany, Bayern maybe that might prize him away. Winks, hopefully, will be gone. Dele, we've seen the best of him, so who knows if an offer comes in from Paris Saint-Germain, want to go to see and play a potch possibly. Hugo, I think 1 more season. Doherty, not really shown much this season. Toby, again, you could think if off comes in and we get a replacement that's younger, more energetic, and in the manager's eyes or the board's eyes, then possibly. Sanchez, well, we all know that his confidence has been knocked and he hasn't lived up to what he was at Ajax, so he could possibly go. So pretty much the whole starting 11, Chris, could be out there, the shop window for next summer, and it's a complete rebuild. But for me, hard to say Kane would stay, but I'll be lying, mate. I really would be.
One surprise for me is the fact that Harry Winks is in this starting 11. Dave, are you surprised? Because Ryan Mason always seems to love putting Harry Winks in.
can't see the logic.
I think he's thinking about the winks of 2 or 3 years ago. That's the only winks he's thinking about. He's not thinking about the winks this year. That's why Mourinho never played him. We can see why he never played him because he kept going. He got backwards and backwards. He'd be in the Paxton Road in because he was retreating so much. Sonny's lost his way as well. I mean, I'd have left Sonny out of this game because he's lost all his confidence. He's just passing backwards and backwards. He was passing back on Sunday and he was passing back on Wednesday. Villa showed a lot more passion than us and they were really up for it. We showed nothing. We need to show something. We want to
win the game, don't we? We want to win the game.
I'm just going to go through the sub bench again for those people.
The subs, yeah.
Yeah, for those people who have just joined us, Joe Hart on the bench alongside Joe Roden, Eric Dyer, Niall John, Eric Lamella, Gareth Bale, Lucas Moura, Dane Scarlett, and Carlos Vinicius. And the starting 11, I'll go through it again. Hugo Lloris in goal, and then the back four of Matt Doherty at right back, Sergio Reguilon at left back, Toby Alderweireld and Davinson Sanchez in the middle. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Harry Winks, Dele Alli, Stephen Bergwijn, Heung-min Son, and Harry Kane. Now, I just want to ask you guys your opinion on, obviously, if we don't finish in that 6th spot and we finish where we are now in that 7th spot and we get that Europa Conference League spot. Dave, how would you feel that Tottenham go into this competition? It's a brand new competition. It will start in August. How would you feel Spurs are in that? Is it a competition that we should welcome, that we should play the youngsters in it? Or do we just want to avoid European football at all costs? Because it's out of our hands anyway.
Yeah, I think, we'll take it on. I think it's European football, but it's one for the kids. I think I can't see us playing our best players in it. Because why would you want to get him injured in a nothing tournament? It doesn't mean anything. You're going to keep all your big guns for the league matches and do what Harry Redknapp did, about 8 or 9 years ago when he played the kids in the Europa League. He never took the Europa League seriously because these competitions are all very. I mean, until you get to the knockout stage, the group stages are nothing really. They're not meaningful even to the fans and to the players or anything. It's just after Christmas they get interesting, but this one is a new one. I don't know if you get anything if you win it. You surely don't go in the Champions League. I know, probably get a berth in the Europa League, but
I think it's Europa, isn't it?
And of course, Dave, the thing I didn't mention is, I can't even believe in saying this. Imagine them lot down the road finishing above us.
Oh, that's right. I said this
with the season. I know we've had a poor season, but the season they've had
even worse than ours. And then and then they're pipping us then they're going above us in the table. I mean, get real. I mean, we had this about 4 years ago or 5 years ago when we lost. We lost up at Newcastle 5-1, and they beat Villa 4-0. We were second in the table all the season, and end up finishing. They finished second. We ended up finished third on the last day. We can't have that happening again. I don't know if you was up at Newcastle that day, Chris, but that was a shocker.
I was, and it was a very, very long day.
That was the last, because basically that's the last game of the season. And if we don't turn up for this, we've got to turn up. I mean, really, but I just think probably Gareth Bale can't play again. He didn't play him. He didn't start him in the week, and I think he should have started him in the week and perhaps taken him off. But he came on in the week. He can't play 3 games. 3 games. So I can understand perhaps Bale not playing, but no on Ndombele, no Lo Celso. Not even on the bench. I mean, let's get real. I mean, it's
ridiculous.
If we lose today, I think we've only got ourselves to blame. Or Ryan Mason has for picking that team because no one here would have picked it. I know.
No.
Paul, how are you feeling about this whole Europa Conference League? If we finish 7th, would you rather finish in 7th spot just to be above our North London rivals Arsenal? How are you feeling about it? Because as I said earlier, we could finish as high as 6th, which would be an ideal scenario. West Ham lose at home to Southampton. We win today, we finish 6th, but we could finish as low as 8th or 9th and have no European football next year.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's sad that we've even got a highlight is of it trying to finish above them. You know, we want to be sitting here saying like we've won this, we've won that, and we're in the top 4 again, wouldn't we? But have we ever had a great record in the Europa League when we've been in it? We haven't, because we never reached the final or won it, the darn thing, have we? So
we haven't even got past the last 8.
It's a competition, but I mean, if I was sitting here and saying we've won it like 4 or 5 times in the times we've been in it, great, yeah, all for it. But our record and that's not been great. So, but again, it's a trophy. We want to win every competition we're in. So it's just a joke if we finish above Arsenal and in it, and from where we've been to and what we set our standards at.
Dave, I asked Paul earlier about this starting 11. Hugo Lloris, Matt Doherty, Toby Alderweireld, Davinson Sanchez, Reguilon, Hojbjerg, Winks, Dele, Bergwijn, Son and Kane. You know, Paul writes on screen now, Winks in the shop window. Is that why some of these players are in the starting lineup today? Are they in the shop window? Is that what this is all about?
Well, I mean, that could be the only reason of playing him.
He's going to buy him.
Because everybody who's writing on the screen there saying shocking lineup. Wow, what a horrible team. No one would have picked that team. I mean, was he there on Wednesday? Did not see what a terrible performance that was. I mean, really, you know, he's thrown Dyer under the bus. I mean, it wasn't Dyer. I mean, Reguilon's one who should have been dropped, really. You know, if he's singling out players, I mean, he's kept Dyer and dropped Reguilon in. I mean, it's all back to front of me. I mean, he had to bring Doherty in because I think Serge had a groin strain, and he's probably in the shot. He's probably going off to PSG, so he can't get injured. And yeah, it's baffling, really baffling. I mean, you listen to his press conference, you think, oh, he's upbeat, he wants to win and all that, and then this team comes out. And it's a joke. I mean, he's lost a lot of credibility, I think, with the fans. And I think if it goes wrong today, it won't. It could turn sour today. But I'm really hoping that we turn up. I really do. I mean,
Dave, have you seen
Daniel Levy's picking the team and Steve Hitchens because they've got no clue?
No.
Dave, have you seen Ryan Mason's new nickname? Ryan Mates On.
Mates On, yeah, I love it. Mates On, yeah. I think that's the only reason. I mean, he must have had a pin for this lot. It really is. I mean, poor old Hugo. I think he's going to be he's going to be over busy today. I know Leicester got a terrible home record, but
just baffled.
You know, I'd love to see us win. I've got a feeling it'd be a draw. I'm going for a 2-2 draw if you're asking me what I'm going for, but I'm really got my fingers crossed, my little toes crossed and everything crossed for that one. I think we get away without losing. It'll be a miracle.
I'm going for a 1-1 actually, Dave. I know reading through all these comments here while you guys are chatting, there's normally a couple of positive Spurs fans, you know. This very up and down season we've had, there's normally at least 5 or 10 really positive Spurs fans saying that we're going to win, but there's not many today. And a lot of people on this stream anyway, all these comments are very, very unhappy with this lineup. Paul, what score prediction are you going with?
Is that the ceiling falling in, Paul? I know the roof's falling.
That's the trophy cabinet collapsing for all the amount we won.
Yeah, all the
it just dropped something.
Yeah, I think you're wanted in the outhouse.
She just read the starting 11. That's what it was, and couldn't believe it. Winks was in the start. That's what it was.
What score prediction are you going with, Paul?
Don't worry. I was optimistic before seeing the starting 11. I was going 2-1, but I've seen it being 2-1 Leicester, or we might scrape a draw. But that's been optimistic. I'm a bit worried now.
I know it is worrying. Anyway, if anyone would like to bet on today's game, do check out the William Hill website or download their app. and to watch the game. And for all the details, do go over to the website Live Football on TV. Thanks so much for everyone's comments. Really appreciate it. Oh, Craig's written here. How much for a bag of pick and mix at Leicester? Asking for a friend. You'll probably answer that one, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you, Paul?
Is that Gary?
I'll tell you, it comes to something when you're talking more about pick and mix than the starting lineup. You know, on that last show, it was unbelievable. But personally, I'm hoping. You know, personally, I'm hoping that Tottenham do get the win today. You know, West Ham somehow lose at home to Southampton, and we get that Europa League spot. That is the ideal scenario. Somehow, I think that it would just be such a Spurs thing to do to finish 7th, and we're going to be the first English team to ever enter this brand new competition, the Europa Conference League. And then, of course, you've got the scenario of Arsenal finishing above us. None of us want that to happen. I just think it's a whole mess, but you know, it's how we move on from this mess, and you know, brand new manager coming in. I just hope that it's not Harry Kane's last game in a Tottenham Hotspur shirt as well today. There's just so many things, We could talk about it all day. Paul and Dave, thanks so much for your time. As I said, thanks to everybody who continually supports this channel and puts all the comments up and etc. etc. So really appreciate your time and your support. Paul, thanks so much for joining us again today.
Always, Chris. It was a pleasure. And to say, you know, love watching all your content and keep up the great work. Everyone watching, come on, you Spurs. Only hoping we see a lot of passion on the pitch today. That's my wish, regardless of the result, they actually turn up and actually want to fight for our famous badge in our club. So up the Spurs, keep up the great context, Chris. I'll be supporting over the summer and as usual for next season, and hopefully bigger and better things beyond this one. Come on, you Spurs.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you very much, and thanks as always, Dave.
Yeah. Thank you to Chris for all the input and all the videos you put out. Really good. Really enjoy them. So yeah, it's a funny old game, as someone once said, and let's just hope we can get over the line today. I mean, as I say, if we need a must-win game, that's when we don't win it. But I don't know. Let's hope we can finish on a positive, finish the season on a positive note, and
that's more exciting. I'd love to see them again.
We got something to fall back on, but yeah. Anyway. Let's have a go, Harry.
I'm off to pick the trophy cabinet up. You see that we've won all those weights that's come crashing down. I'm off to pick it up now.
Yeah, go and pick it up.
Well, yeah. I'm hoping and praying for a Tottenham Hotspur win, and praying for a miracle that we can somehow secure a Europa League spot. Paul and Dave, thanks so much for joining me. And as I say, thanks so much to all of you guys for watching and all of your comments. Enjoy the game. Let's hope that Tottenham get the 3 points, and come on, you Spurs.
Come on. Let's have a go, Harry.